Welcome to the show. Mason's got the memes. He's here to let you know life ain't what it seems. Jike Mayson spreads the truth, exposing all the lore. Deceptions on the loose, evil will explore.
And it is time for you to put on your thinking cap and enter into Mason's memes. Jike Mayson right here. And I am going to be covering one of the biggest topics that's affecting all of us right now. And that happens to be the illusion of choice. Right wing versus the left wing. Could they be the same bird, controlled by the same entity? Just a thought. However, they want you thinking left to right, so you aren't thinking for yourself. It's a cult. Groupthink. And the media, all of it has been designed to do this. That's why you have CNN, MSNBC catering to Democrats, and then Fox and what's the other one? Newsmax, whatever. Catering to Republicans. And then they load it up with a lot of propaganda, yelling back and forth, getting you divided and trying to get an emotional reaction out of you. However, the two teams have one coach, and sad to say, it's controlled by the same guys. And by the way, it is worldwide. Argue all you want, but the flight plan will never change. 4 years of this guy, 8 years of this guy. But nothing really changes. We're still pretty much in debt. This country is broke. We have a national debt. We're still going to wars. We're still doing all of this stuff. But nothing really is improved. Yeah, maybe slightly. They give you, but the problem is they make it seem like the president alone is creating or not creating these issues. And that's why you see all the political pandering that's going back and forth between the two sides. That's why you see it, all these issues. I'll give you one. Abortion. Abortion will never be solved. Why? Either you feel one way about it or the other. That is not something a president or any government should be involved in. I'm sorry. But my point being is this. It's an artificial argument. And this is how they manipulate all of us. And I'm going to underscore manipulate there, because that's exactly what is going on in this country right now. Left and right is a fake designed mind control, manipulation. I'll put that on there. It's a game. It's fake. These are actors. You're watching. Come November, this veil may very well lift. And if you're still a soldier in the red, white, and blue, or the red versus blue war, they got you right where they want you. They control everything you think. Think about this, guys. A lot of people spend many, many hours in front of the TV. The TV is owned by the same people that own these people. You haven't figured that out by now? You got some learning to do. There's a big rabbit hole. Well, you still don't believe me. Let's look at comparative fiscal policy between the two parties. Number one, inflate the money supply with infusions of fake Federal Reserve fiat currency with no backing. That's all it is, a bunch of IOUs. And then number two, they run up huge deficits that future generations are going to have to pay back. And number three, and this is the one you hear all the time, either political rallies or on TV, left or right, blame high prices and anything else that goes wrong on the opposite party. They all do this because it is one and the same. And here's a little meme that kind of shows kind of the mind control that goes on. You got to have a red cap if you're into that MAGA and the black hat. You got to have those slogans, and we're in this group think. Yeah. And then one's calling each other a Nazi and all this stuff. And actually, if you listen to any of these candidates on TV, none of them make any doggone sense. None of it. Oh, that guy's a nut. Stop focusing on your competition. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again to drive a point home. If you are confident in yourself and your ability to lead, there is no reason to even focus on your competition. Am I wrong about that? No. These guys have a lot of fear, and the reason they really do this is to, again, emotionally manipulate you and sidestep any serious questions that may be raised. None of them can give any specifics. None of them. This is the sad part of this left-right divide. It really is in this manipulation. Losing friendships, very good friendships. Oh, that guy's a Democrat or he's a Republican. Ask yourself, for those of you that are, let's say, over 40, you remember a time when nobody even talked about this stuff. It wasn't any issue. Why is it now? And what made it an issue? I'll tell you. All the mainstream cable TV that rolled out in the 90s and continue to flourish. And their dividing tactics that all of them use. All of them. As I said, this is not a left and right show. It is about truth. And all you have to do is go look for it. Here's one. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but the United States is a corporate dictatorship, not a constitutional republic or democracy. And a false left-right paradigm is not going to change any of that. And that is truthful. Who owns us? The Federal Reserve, the Crown Corporation. I hope people, I know people are beginning to wake up. That's why I love doing this, because I can do my part. It is a dictatorship. That's exactly what this is. It's disguised as freedom. If we knew really what it was about and what it's going to go to, we would revolt. No, they got to tell you you're free. They got to give you all that stuff. Now, remember back in the 80s when everyone knew that pro wrestling was fake and they finally admitted it and the fans didn't care and continue to watch it anyway. Sadly, we are now there with politics. Want more proof? On stage and off stage. Looky here. Hillary and Trump. Hillary and Trump. There they are together in Bill. It is all one big club, and you ain't in it. It's George Carlin. There they are again. Look at them, laughing it up at you. I'm on the left, I'm on the right. What are our talking points? Oh, the economy, and I'm going to call you Flying Hillary. And Donald? I can't do them. But you get my point. However, once you realize the world is indeed a stage, you also realize who may control those puppets. The problems that we're having in this country are much, much deeper than left or right. Do not be fooled here, folks. This even goes a lot deeper. Those of you who have awakened really to a great point realize this is a satanic system. Period. Satanic. How do they get you? Their media, as I said before. Look at this. The dad saying, you know, you're watching something totally made up and fake. And the son responds, yeah, sort of like you're watching CNN, MSNBC, and Fox. However, in the game of divide and conquer, we are merely pawns. They keep us busy fighting each other instead of fighting them. And we don't even really know who them is. Those of us, those who are not awake, don't realize. We know who them is. Now, some of us want the blue, and other wants the red. I never got the concept of a red or a blue state. Like everybody in that state votes the same way on every issue. I want you to think about this, folks. Do not be put into a category that you can be controlled by. I want this down at the bottom, something that all of us were promised. However, they want us to hate each other. We cannot allow them to win. And remember when I told you, if the opinions are controlled, then you only have the illusion of choice. Did I say opinions? I meant options. You only have two options. That's all you got. Yeah, I know they throw up independent in there and they always drop out. Let me ask you guys a question. How did Kamala Harris get in there to be nominated? Who voted for that? I'm asking. Or was she ushered in there? Just a question. And cheers to all the people who aren't falling for the divide and conquer agenda. You realize if we keep fighting each other, we will never, ever focus on the real enemy. And as I said, that enemy is worldwide. Keep in mind, folks, divided, we fall. United, we must stand. Let's focus on what makes this country great instead of our party ideologies. Stop listening to people who are stirring the pot. Anyone that is stirring the pot is evil. I'm sorry at this point. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm Jike Mayson.